Obsession is a 2025 supernatural horror movie that came out in 2025, but it's finally getting its wide release in 2026. This is a movie directed by Curry Barker, who does some horror stuff on YouTube. I didn't watch his short film Milk and Cereal, but he's done some short films and finally has his big debut. We're getting to see some YouTuber horror movie supremacy recently with Mark Fishback's Iron Long, Stockman's Shelby Oaks, and as well as obviously the Philippou brothers. But I really like this trend of low-budget horror films directed by YouTubers, because this one's pretty good. This one's about Bear. He is a meek sort of 20-something young man who has an obsession with his coworker, Nikki Freeman. He likes her, even though he wants to sort of spill his guts to her, but his friend Ian tells him not to. However, after they hang out during a trivia night, he gives her a ride home, and he's kind of building up to telling her about his feelings for her, but she doesn't react in a very positive way. So he breaks a toy that he bought earlier for her called the One Wish Willow, and upon snapping it, he wishes that Nikki Freeman loves me more than anyone in the world. Very specific wording on that, and she all of a sudden begins acting erratic and says, I want to sleep over, my dad's sick, I want a distraction, and she spends the night, but he doesn't take advantage of her because she's in a weird headspace. So at first he doesn't realize that the magic of the toy is real. However, she shows up again at his doorstep and says, I really like you, let's be together. He accepts, and it's kind of weird to everyone around them, their sudden dating, and he loves it because he's finally getting everything he ever wished for. However, it comes with a caveat that the fact that she will slowly become more obsessed over time, and it ends up becoming a sort of really codependent, toxic relationship where she wants to sort of be literally tied at the hip at every moment, literally like can't even go to the washroom without her asking him where he's going, kind of thing. So the movie does keep its cards to its chest. It doesn't tell you what the real sort of concept is. The trailers sort of hide what the real caveat of the wish is, but that is definitely a nice mix of horror and fantasy, really good acting, phenomenal camera work. There are parts of this movie where she's having like a rant or something, and she'll be like draped in shadow and only her eyes are visible, or just the shadow of her body. And just the framing of some of the scenes are really great. Really good cinematography and choice of direction by the director. So he's definitely got an eye for visuals, and I really like that. And the acting's pretty solid too. It's, no one, especially obviously Indy Navarrete. I didn't recognize her, but she's the girl in Superman and Lois, the TV show. She's the neighbor girl. So it's great to see her doing new things after that show ends. But overall, this is a nice, fresh and original, weird, kind of something we've seen before with a different package to it. But overall, really strong acting, really good slow build, some gore. It's more disturbing thematically than it is scary, but it's still unnerving, and some darkly comedic bits too. So I give Obsession a 7 out of 10.